side of the road. Mississippi River. Oh, is that ever pretty? Okay, we gotta go back and see that. Oh, it's so pretty. Very beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can take a photo of it. got some awesome pictures to show you. Okay, so these are the pictures I just took. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't they amazing? This is such an incredibly beautiful area near Bancroft. I think I'm on 23. Just amazing. It's so wild. There hasn't been a house or anything. And when there is one, look what's between them. Isn't that amazing? Extends for miles. But people know about it. just me, Nancy, today. I like being Nancy today. It's kind of nice. My car license plates are Nancy 61. Cool, eh? So, I was thinking about a paper bag. I had a paper bag in the car with me just now. I was thinking about this paper bag, I'd seen some in Mary's house, and there was a certain paper bag has an important job. It takes things back and forth to the library. That paper bag is important, and so you don't throw that paper bag out. You don't put it away. It stays being used, right? And I thought about this paper bag from, I don't know what it was from, Tim Hortons. Remember what you used to do with paper bags when you were little? I don't know about you, but when I was little, we took paper bags. You smell it? It brings back the memories. We used paper bags, we cut them out and we made things to put over our heads. We used them to frame things, you know, like the backboard paper. This is a thin paper bag. Usually the paper bags that we had were, I'd say they're twice as thick. This is not even a millimeter thick, is it? Maybe it's a quarter of a millimeter. Or a 32nd of a millimeter. I don't know how thick it is. Anyway. But, did you ever make paper mache? We made paper mache. Na. But you can do it now if you want. But to make paper mache, you can do it with kitchen stuff. So you take flour and water and you mix it together until you have a paste. But it's going to be a really runny paste. And then you cut your paper bags, you rip them. And did you know that paper, right, has two directions? Only one direction rips straight. The other direction is going to go crooked and never go straight. Did you know that? So when you want to rip paper, turn it to make sure you're ripping it on the straight side. And the same with paper bags and newspapers, all paper. Isn't that nice? I told you that, and now you know that. Is that a little fact that you didn't know, or did you already know that? I remember learning it. I remember when I was ripping something and it wouldn't work as usual, and somebody said, turn the other way, rip straight the other way.
In 1 kilometer, turn left onto
You don't find all these little details out unless you happen to be doing something in the presence of someone else who knows a better way, or unless you think there might be a better way, but it's pretty hard. I guess if you're ripping paper into little strips, and if you're ripping paper into squares, that's how you learned it, right? So if you're ripping it one way, it makes these nice straight things. I think it's from the top to the bottom too, if it's notebook paper. And then when you go to rip the sides, you rip your little strips now into little pieces. When you rip them, they're going to go crooked. They're not going to be straight lines. Boy. Well, I'm going too fast. My grandmother used to go on these roads.
Then turn right onto Right Hill Road.
I've been down all of these roads a million times, but
turn right onto Right Hill Road.
They all curve so many times. And
600 meters,
go around
continue
mountains,
on to
and
Goshen Turnpike.
I know my direction by the sun. I didn't realize that. I really do know my direction by the sun, and I use the sun. I never knew it until it was so cloudy, and I kept getting lost. The sun came out, and I immediately knew which way to go. Isn't that interesting? Because the sun is always on the south side. Well, it's over here now, and it's early morning, so that side's east. So I didn't know that I was going in that direction, in south, until I looked on the map. Southwest, southeast is the direction.
Continue on to Sharon Goshen Turnpike.
The turnpike in these little mountains, in these big mountains, little roads. A turnpike, that means it has a shoulder that's a foot wide.
3.2 kilometers.
Maybe 2 feet wide. That's a turnpike in Connecticut. Except if you want to go to Massachusetts State, but New York State. No, it's a three-way. Massachusetts turnpike. Anyway, I don't know these things. It's nice to talk to you again. Anyway, so paper bags. Ha. What else did you... So I made... You could take a balloon then. You dip your paper strips into your muck. It's white and thick and gloppy, and you go and you make it all fall off into the bowl. Okay, that's how you do it. So that's about how runny it is. If it drops, it will drop in big, thick drops, not like water. Should I move on? Because time flogged that one to death. Okay, so then you take a balloon or anything. It will, if it's going to completely surround it. You know, like if you can make a mask. You can make a mask of your own face. Wouldn't that be something? Except you'd have to wear it for a day or two while it dries. You'd have to when you do it, you'd have to just not do over your eyes, because you really couldn't cut eye holes once it's on your face. I wouldn't cut eye holes. So anyway, you'd probably just put all your strips on, and then I want to do this. Just keep putting them on until it's pretty thick. Leave your nose hole. Sounds fun. Oh, you could make your nose come down over your nose hole. But then it wouldn't look like you. It really has to form to your features in order to mask to be you. And then you could paint it, and then you could let somebody else wear it, and they can be you. Mary and I could both make one, and then we could trade. Oh, but it wouldn't fit my face. Mary's face is very different shape. Her face is thin. My face is wide. But you don't need to have it wear it. You could just put it somewhere. And then you could hang it on the wall. Mary and Nancy. That's great. We've been playing together since we were born. Well, not born, no. Since we were teenagers. We discovered each other. And we were so much the same. Just kind of over the top, off the wall. I don't know. Mary and I are yin and the yang. We're very different, and yet she understands me completely. Except, of course, we have a different religion. And so that I understand her, but I don't think she understands me. Anyway, so in everything else, we completely understand each other. We understand how each other feels and why and what would make it happen that way. And the things in life that we go through. Life is quite the thing, isn't it? It's quite a big deal. We come here to Earth and look at all we go through. If you watch from a distance, it's quite the thing. Got all these situations that are born of environment and genetics, and all those things play a part and influence you, and the people around you, and your family that you're born into, and the dysfunction that's generally is in families. I don't know very many families that are not dysfunctional, do you? I suppose levels of dysfunction. Am I as dark in this video to you as I look like I am? Yeah, there we go. So what was was I saying? I don't want you over there because then you're in my way. So what other things have you made from paper? Snowflakes, paper airplanes, kite. Made a kite from an airplane. I mean paper. Yeah, I guess maybe it don't work very well. Hey, you could use a paper airplane and put a tail on it and a string and see if you could use it for a kite. I don't know. Pretty little. The best kites are made from a plastic bag. You take a plastic bag and you use 4 long straws. The length of the straws is about the size of your square. So you think of a square, and then you've got a point down at the bottom and a point up at the top. And so you tape those straws on in a square. Maybe you don't have one across the back. I think you do. I made a couple videos on how to make a kite, and the first video is missing, or the second video. I think it's the first one is missing. I have no idea what happened to it. I wouldn't have deleted it. Maybe I've searched for it, so if it's even put private or unpublished, it's not there, or I would have found it. And people have asked me where it is. Anyway, somebody once taught me how to make a kite out of a plastic grocery bag. You open it up at the handle, and you just you take a half of the bag, and then you end up with a point at the bottom, and then a point at the top. The point at the top, I think, is longer than the point at the bottom. And then you make a tail. You can use any kind of paper or maybe ribbon, but not rope, nothing heavy. It has to be very, very light, like a piece of newspaper. A whole little piece that's this wide, and as long as the newspaper is. I think I'm getting to my church in Goshen, Connecticut. What is that lake? That's a beautiful lake. Oh, not that. That. Tyler Lake. That's kind of a neat lake. I wonder if there's access. A lot of these lakes, it's really hard to access. All the access is privately owned. No trespassing, private road. Subdivision. It's like they haven't yet built all the homes. There's all these dots in a grid. Maybe if they haven't built homes there and you've got lake access from unbuilt places, can you go in there? Depends how the owners feel about it, right? The developer. The daylilies are in bloom. Litchfield Jazz Fest. My mother was born in Litchfield. She lived in Goshen when she was little. My aunt lived just next door to the church. And there's the Goshen Farmers Market. This is Goshen. It's a perfect city. Don't you like this for a city? I think it's just perfect. my old way of making videos and uploading them. Like I got so I was using, at first I always used a camera. And the camera, I held it under my chin and I could film what I was cooking. I did a million videos with that camera under my chin. But my iPod, which I started using for filming, well, there's many cameras have been involved. Anyway, my iPhone will not, can you imagine, I have an iPhone? How does it grow all my life?
CT4.
Oh, it's broke. I couldn't do that. I inherited money from my mom. I spent it all. iPhone was one of the things I got. 800 meters. Okay, it's a roundabout. I don't want to go all the way into the roundabout. The church is up here. My church is here somewhere. I guess I will come upon it. It's nice that New England or Connecticut is still prospering. You know, you go through some of these towns, like in New York, a lot of them look like just barely ghost towns, right? 1 out of 10 stores will have a business.
Enter the roundabout, CT4, then arrive at your destination.
Well, I must have passed it. Or I came in from the other side.
25 meters.
I think.
Arrive at Goshen.
That's it. It's in this side.
Arrived at Goshen.
Church starts in 3 minutes. Okay, I was in the wrong. I was on the wrong road. It's the 4 points that come into Goshen, and they each go to different areas. So naturally. Do this at home. Results may differ. Saw it here last. Goodbye.